everybody, welcome to Top Gear. And another episode right now, we have Mr. Kon. It sounds like a show that's called, it sounds like Top Gear, but it's not Top Gear. It's called Top Gear. I'm not talking about. Anyways, we're here with Bobby Ang and Kon. Welcome everyone to the show. Bobby and Kon, how do you guys feel?
Feels great. Feels great. We just saw each other today.
Tired? Man, we got another at least an hour of talk, man. Come on.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you're tuning in from wherever you are, just say hi. Hi, Tan. How Jen? We can see you. Drop your comments. We can read all your comments. All right.
Yeah.
So, but really, Kon and Bobby, this is the first time I'm having two guests at one show, so I'm a bit nervous. But how do you feel? How do you guys feel about today?
We feel
today,
great.
Looking forward to this. You know, I've actually one thing, right? I've been following the Top Gear series so many times over the week, right? I'm so used to typing the comments. Now it's kind of feeling weird that I'm now in there.
All right. Okay. So, Bobby, how do you feel, man? Well, welcome on the show, Kon. We had Kon on Urban Hustlers one time, but you know, I always wanted Kon on Top Gear. And Kon has such a great way of explaining things. And today, when he was explaining about a whole lot of mechanical things, and I was like, whoa, this guy knows a lot of stuff. And I love it. And I'm glad that he's on the show today because I think this is something important to talk about with his expertise. And of course, Bobby is another kind of enthusiast. And I think you all know Bobby. Bobby, how do you feel today, man? Long day today, right?
We've been standing there on the grass and talking on cars for like 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours. Just stood
under
there
the hot sun. Yeah.
Under the hot sun, standing there talking for, oh my God.
Yeah, so we were all of us were talking about just talking about cars. We just met up today. We talked about the cars. We were doing our work, and then we just chat like car guys do. But we did a really bad move. We speak under the sun, so that was really tiring. Yeah. But anyways, so thanks for being on the show, Kon and Bobby. I hope that you'll enjoy your next 1 hour with us.
Of course. Are you sure it's going to be just 1 hour?
Well, that's always the plan. Right, there's always the plan. So while everyone's coming in, please say hi, guys. Hi, Roshan. Hi, KHM. Hi, Lukman. Hi, Wang.
Hi,
JT.
everybody.
JT with the Trio 8 GTI. Hi, Lester Vong. Hi, Harshuk. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the future of combustion engines, and a lot of moves has been made with a lot of big manufacturers around the world. We're talking about like people like the Afflerbach, the AMGs, and they're talking about having 2 liters hybrids. And today we have a very special manufacturer, a legend that has created a plug-in hybrid for a car and have defied everything, a lot of things that they used to stand for. You know, and I think we'll talk a lot about this today, but I think for a lot of car enthusiasts, petrol heads who believes in internal combustion engines, we're probably wondering like, hey, what's going to be the future for us? In fact, I know a lot of people like me started buying huge combustion engines because we're like, wait, we better enjoy this before it's gone. But is the future really better? Or if the future is very where we're going and we have no choice but to adapt? This is the conversation today, talking about internal combustion engines and the future of it. So if you want to join us in this conversation, tag your friends, grab a drink, grab a snack. All 3 of us are going to be here. Ask your question and answers. We're going to share our opinions on what we've seen the manufacturing industry has been, the car industry has been putting out in this. Our opinions are okay. We're not oracles, okay. We just share our opinions, okay. So if you find this topic exciting, useful, please share with your friends, and please tag your friends so they come and join you guys. Call your friends up, tag them. We're gonna have Q&A, so all your questions are being read. Please say hi, guys. We can read all your comments. All right, hey Jensen, hey Beng Sheng. All right, so say hi.
Yeah, Arsuk, Lester, Wang GT, Lukman Hakim, HM Core, Roshan, Aurizn. Yeah.
All right.
How do we tell how many are here? There's
you can
no
see
way
the top of the left side of the StreamYard. You can see like the eye, and then you see like 45. For example, there's 45 people watching at this point.
Oh, I can't see. Okay, anyway.
You can't see? All right, we got people watching. That's all we know. All right, it usually grows as the time goes. Right. So let us know where you're tuning in from, guys, and feel free to interact with us. Feel free to feel triggered with us. Okay. So my only request for you, Bobby and Kon, by the way, guys, this is very unscripted. I told them to just come and talk to this show. My request for Kon and Bobby is just, I'd like you to share your opinion on this matter. I think that's, we just want to have a talk here, which is three guys, a couple of guys coming and just sharing opinion and just sharing about what we think about cars, because we all are discerning car enthusiasts, right?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Okay, cool. So after the break, we're going to start the conversation. We're going to show a quick video of what me and Kon did spontaneously this afternoon and give you a hint about which car we actually reviewed today, you know. So we're going to do a quick break time to show that video. And when we come back, we're going to talk about a big news. In 2019, 20 car makers, according to a report, have spent up to 70 billion pounds on transition of electric to autonomous driving and electric. So isn't that a sign what's going to happen if that's happened in 2019? All right, we're going to talk more about that after this. All right, so let's go a quick break and we're going to start. If you haven't gotten the drinks, your snacks, haven't tagged your friends, go and do it right now. We're going to start the topic in a short time. Let's go for a quick break. Hi guys, welcome to Top Gear episode number 8. And of course, we're going to talk about the future of internal combustion engines. Right here we have the dinosaurs. Kon's, right?
Yeah, my E39, Thomas's E30.
Yeah. But you know, there's this new age of hybridizing, electrifying, and there's something quite opposite over here.
Yeah.
The F90 Stradale.
Yeah.
So tonight we're going to discuss where we're going. Are we going this way? Are we supposed to go back? Or what's happening?
Yeah. So well, Bobby was here earlier today, but he has went back, and but the three of us and Rachel, are you going to join us tonight?
Wait, what car?
No, we are
here.
doing our live show.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thomas, Bobby, and I.
Of course.
We'll be having
discussion
Supporting
about
your-
the future of internal combustion engines.
Yeah.
But if you haven't, go and check
please
out.
convince me from Mercedes to BM.
No.
Cannot.
Don't need. You don't need to.
We
You don't need to. Try to convince you.
You buy what you like.
Yes.
Exactly. Okay.
Yes. But before you decide, you get into one BMW and get a good driver. That's all I gotta say. All right.
Okay.
So yeah,
So going to be interesting tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. And
if you're watching this really, it's really the nighttime show. Grab yourself a drink, grab yourself some food or snack. Come and join us for some Q&A and have some good laughs with us.
All right.
Stay tuned to the end of the Dude, Where's My Car?
oh, that's going to be fun.
I'm the stress Kon now. All right, see you guys.
Bro.
Enjoy. Okay, so that was a quick impromptu video with me and Kon. Wish Bobby was there, but Bobby left a little bit earlier. But yeah, we're going to talk about the future of combustion engines. And then at the end of the show, we're going to play my favorite game. It's called Dude, Where's My Car? Some of you may know the game. But my intention today, I have to go to stress Kon out.
I am so looking forward to that.
Of course, you know, it's going to have a lot of fun, all right? So yeah, come and join us for a quick conversation. And yes, today we reviewed the SF90 Stradale. The, what a car. Bobby and Kon, what do you guys think about the car, man?
Oh,
Crazy.
it went from me not liking the car to really liking it. The way it drives, it's amazing way it is.
What about the car makes you feel that? What about it makes you didn't like it, and what makes you felt like you love it? Because I get what you mean, right? On that,
The way it looks for me is you know.
Is it?
I'm
like the way it looks.
the kind who appreciate cars that look clean and sleek, you know, like how Ferraris used to be. But of course, I know all this, functional exterior designs and all that. I just felt it's a bit too Gundam. But after driving it, right, it's like all are forgiven. You know, everything is forgiven. It's wow.
The calibration of the car is so good.
It's crazy. The way, the fact that this car is so advanced, so much technology in there, and then it weighs like 100 to 200 kilos lighter than the new M4, and then and given that it's so advanced, so high tech, right? The steering feel, the throttle pedal feel, the brake pedal feels. It feels like an analog. It feels like those analog supercars that we drive that has a super responsive naturally aspirated engine without the sound, right? And the calibration, even the brake pedal feels,
Yeah.
it's like,
Oh,
man.
for a car with regen braking, that's impressive,
Yeah.
It's, I mean, whatever it is on paper, just on the drive alone, is so singular. It's like you don't feel like, okay, the motor is here, the engine, and then all that, it's recuperating
Forget
now.
about it.
Doing
You
what?
completely forget about it.
It just reacts to your steering input, and then the braking, the throttle, it's just amazing. The amount of effort they put into this car in calibrating all this, it's just
It
insane,
feels
right?
it feels the components are all working in unison.
it's
Yeah.
crazy.
So
I
for
mean,
those of you guys just tuning in and just joining us because our viewer counts are going up, we're talking about the SF90 Stradale, the Ferrari, the most powerful car production Ferrari ever created.
1,000
Test drive this
horsepower.
today. We're talking about this. So Kon, what you're saying again about what really impressed you?
I think you see, the thing is that today we test drove the car in daytime, in congested traffic. So there's no way we can experience the car in its full performance spectrum. No way, absolutely no way. But what I like about the car is that the way, like what Bobby was saying about the calibration of the brakes, the throttle response, the steering, it's very linear. It's very manageable. So you don't feel that sense of intimidation when you drive the car. It's like it's very easy to modulate the response of the car when you step on the brakes. You decide how much you want to stop the car, how much you want to accelerate, right? I mean, of course, none of us had came across the chance to go full throttle, but we know that when you step on it by like 20%, you feel that the car is giving you 20% of its acceleration. It's not like when Leon, who was sitting next to me, go and cheekily dial me into performance mode or whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It still was like the car was still very easily drivable in jam. It's such an easy car to live with.
That was the question I was asking all along. Like, is it an intimidating car? Because it's 1,000
It's
guys.
not.
The Ferrari,
It's absolutely
the Ferrari
not.
SF90
It's not.
Stradale is 1,000 horsepowers. And when I got a call from the team, it's like, Thomas, would you want to review this car? The first thing I thought was like, oh my god, I don't know if I can handle the car.
Actually, today also was my first time in any occasion driving a 1,000 horsepower car. Even like all those track days in Sepang, I've never tried.
Is it your first time driving a 1,000 horsepower car, 4-digit horsepower car?
Yes. What the biggest revelation is that, let's say cars that are not so tightly tuned to provide feedback. I'll give an example. C63, I feel scared going up Genting or pushing it, right?
Yeah.
But this car, I can definitely, I'm very sure I would dare to like push it all out just because of the feedback that it gives me. It reminds me of the I haven't driven the 765 LT, but it reminds me of the 675 LT. It gave me so much confidence to push and push and push. That's the hunch I get, even though I don't get to drive it at like a crazy Genting run. We don't have the chance yet.
We have the road to
Hopefully
do it,
we have it. But I'm amazed and happy.
You know, I agree with both what you guys said. The first thing is the looks, right? When I pulled up into the driveway, when I saw the front, I was like, oh my god, it looks like a Lamborghini, right? Because I was just at Bespoke and I saw a Lamborghini SVJ, right? And and I saw that, I was like, it looks like that, right? And then when I look in the back, it's like, wait, it's a Ferrari, right? So the looks kind of caught me off guard. I'll be honest with you, and it's blue color. I dressed in a bright pink color. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be in red and stuff. It caught me off guard, but the drive was actually really it's actually not intimidating. Unlike the F430s, is actually very welcoming, you know.
Yes.
And that's the first thing. The second thing I agree with Kon is that the Ferrari SF90 Stradale, although it's a hybrid, what has improved is very intuitive. It's very easy to understand what the car is doing. And I think that's my opinion about it. But I think more than anything else, it kind of gives us a hint, like what makes a good car manufacturer is one that knows how to package everything else, tune everything well. It's not about the numbers on the spec sheet, right? Or how much horsepower you need to, it's how they package it together and deliver it as a package. And I think that's important. Because a 1,000 horsepower GTR will be
it's
so
a fine tuning.
Yeah.
You know, when you got the press release explaining the car, and most car guys or you know the more traditional enthusiasts will be like, oh, like roll eyes. You're like, what? You start the car, it's in front wheel drive, electric mode, and then you have this to switch that, and then the battery is behind the driver, in between the driver and the engine connected to the gearbox at the back, blah blah blah, 4-wheel drive, all this thing, right? So the information that you receive is on this side of the spectrum, and then when you drive it, it's so focused. It's on the other side. It's so clean. The experience is so clean. Like none of that matters. Yeah, and it's just something that works. You know, even though when you look at all the pictures and all that, it's like you look at the screen, the LCD screen, you're like, oh my god, what is this mess? You know, the control, the touch sensitive toggle buttons, you know, and then sometimes you over scroll and come back, you know. All these things, right? And then the engine start button. Remember when we first saw the prototype? A touch sensitive start stop button. It's like, why does the wiper has a rotating dial that gives you that tactile feedback, and then the start button is a touch sensitive hard surface with a printed sticker on it.
No tactile
sticker on. No feedback. Yeah. So then I realized I didn't say this when we were together. When I was driving it with Leon, I was like, hey, I think I understand why. Because the car, it starts in electric mode, right? So there's no rumble, there's no to start the car. So when you touch it, so imagine if it's a red button, right?
You expect the rumble.
Red button, yes, and then a button that you press, you expect the rum to come up, right? Imagine there's a button for you to press, and then it went, you know. So I think they reduce that part to reduce the expectation in a way.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, because it's just a touch-sensitive surface for you to switch it on.
The question to ask is that did hybridization? I know today's about internal combustion engines and stuff. Did hybridization reduce the quality of such a car, or do you think it enhanced it? What do you guys think? We're talking about, by the way, guys, we're just tuning in. We're talking about the Ferrari SF90 Stradale. 1,000 horsepower, most powerful car ever built by Ferrari on production. Let us know in the comments below, what do you guys think? All right, so I'm going to ask Bobby and Kon, what do you think? Do you think that it actually made it better?
I think when you look at a power chart of any internal combustion engine, right, obviously there are parts where there's a loss of revs or lower torque figures and all that. So from a scientific perspective, definitely you can have an electric motor there to they call it what, torque fill or something like that, right? To fill in the gaps.
To fill the gaps.
As a journalist, or no, as a car enthusiast, forget about as a car enthusiast, a guy who loves cars and love what the car world is creating. What do you guys think?
I think I welcome it if it's done well, you know. And the problem is that, of course, I mean, okay, I shouldn't say the problem, because we witness the introduction of these, right? And throughout our career, we have seen first generation, second generation of that, and of course they have to slowly improve, right? And the earlier ones who adopt this will face more trouble, right?
Correct.
Like Honda Insight, for example, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they stop at that. And if you think about it, in a way, our cars, where the non-hybrid cars, you also have a battery and an alternator there.
Yeah.
In a way, lah. And then the battery powers certain stuffs, right? So in a way, it's just the coining of this term that we see it as a different thing, but in a way it's just components being added into the car to electric components to add it in to help. So of course a lot of theories will say, oh, internal combustion engine is simpler, hybridization complicated everything, blah blah and all that. But at the end of the day, we now see the actual benefits and advantages of it
in the performance and enjoyment level.
Yeah. And however people want to argue, oh, what if by 10 years time, 12 years time, realistically people really do own the cars like 6-7 years. It's no longer the times whereby we used to own a car in the family for 18 years, 19 years. It's no longer like that now. So of course that's aside from the green argument lah, right? But we are now experiencing all the benefits that this kind of technology is bringing to us. Case in point, 3.9 V8 SF90 Stradale pushing 1,000 horsepower that you only need to spend 1.9 million if you're in Langkawi to challenge a Bugatti Veyron, right?
Yeah,
even if you pay taxes here is 4 million, you are buying a car that challenges a Bugatti Veyron.
Punching
It's
both ways.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I before I pass it to Kon, I want to ask Kon, right? But I will be honest, up until today, I've always been very doubtful about how hybridization would be for performance cars, or electrifying for I've always been like, I'm not sure is that going to work out, right? But after today, with what Ferrari has pulled off, I'm pretty convinced that if this is the future, I'm gonna say that it's actually two thumbs up. If this is the future for car manufacturers, but up until then, I'm like, why would you do 4-wheel drive? Okay, you get what I mean, right? But I think that's my point of view, lah. And I guess like to see it on paper and to drive it in person are two different things. Yeah,
you have to experience it to really deliver
So
can I add something?
Yes.
Hybridization for performance, yes. Hybridization for environmental, yeah.
Okay.
Because you think of it, right?
I gotta be honest that the only concern I have about hybridization is the performance element, But you know what? In this element, it ticks the box, I won't begin to describe how the whole thing is, but it's just it blew me out. It blew my brain.
It's more honest to tell people that hybridization helps performance than saying environmental.
Correct. Yeah. So what do you think about the how do you think the SF Stradale 90 does it change how you view like hybridization? Is it the future, or what do you guys think?
Well, to me, my view is this. I think if you look at hybrids and PHEVs in general, I think they are stepping stones to full electric vehicles. Because you have your internal combustion engine, which is a very mechanically complex thing with a lot of moving parts. All right. And in a hybrid car, this mechanically complex thing that relies on on a chemical reaction on a combustion, right, is also made to interface with an electric motor that you wouldn't imagine they are physically compatible things, So the challenge with EVs, with hybrids, I've always feel is that is making that is smoothing that interaction between engine and the motor. That interaction between them, the hardware, the software part, help get the things to talk to each other in a way that is seamless. That's
very complex, isn't it? To think about it, like to have two motors working on the car is actually probably the most complex motor ever built, right? By humankind, isn't it?
And these two motors generate their motion in very, very
Different methods.
totally different ways, you know.
Correct.
I have a
Totally different.
hypothesis, Con.
Yeah.
What if
Mhm.
next time? You see,
Mhm.
now you say it's a stepping stone, right?
Mhm.
But actually, in fact, PHEV is more advanced than electric cars,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
It's more
It's amazing.
complicated. There's more
Yeah.
components.
Yeah.
It's harder to make
Of course.
a
Yeah.
fire-breathing engine talk to an electric
Yeah.
drivetrain to
Yeah.
each compensate one another.
Yeah.
What if, right?
Mm.
Mhm.
Let's think of it from the Russian way, the Russian
Yeah.
way of solving
Yeah.
problems,
Yeah.
right? You put the internal combustion engine in front,
Yeah.
powers the front wheel,
Yeah.
and then an electric motor at the back with the battery powers the rear wheel,
Yeah.
and they don't talk to one another. So you charge your car, you roll
My
out from
name
your
is
house.
Vladimir Shevchenko.
Yeah.
I drink vodka for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And back of my car, I have some lamb stew.
You rolled out from the house in the morning, you are rear wheel drive. You run out of electric, pump petrol, and your front wheel drive. It works.
You have a switch to decide, okay, I'm now driving in EV or
Yes.
driving in petrol. You cannot mix the two of them together.
Yeah.
You don't mix
That's your
vodka
best.
with lamb
You see,
stew.
you
don't
see
mix
the,
them.
the current thing that, some people like to ask, hey, the hybrid cars, what if next time the battery dies and then I don't want to use the motor, I just pump petrol? Can I? The answer is no, right?
Yeah.
Because they are connected, they are interconnected.
Yes.
Yeah, I think if the Russians simplified it, right, it's gonna be one power plant at each end. You want to drift? You charge.
You don't want drift? It's okay. Forget about it.
Yeah.
All right, let's look at some of the questions. Guys, feel free to ask questions about what we think about certain things. All right.
Yeah.
We're having a little bit of fun, but let's come back to this. Benson is asking this question. With Aston Martin coming back, I'm sorry, I'm blocking Bobby here, so I'm going to put this out. With Aston Martin making a return to F1, what is your expectations to future direction of this manufacturer? Possibility of introducing crazy arrows or F1 technologies, S-Dark, etc., departing from the current low-key styling. I know, okay, Bobby, you're a big Aston fan, all right? I don't think few of us in this current chat, no one loves Aston as much as Bobby, right? So, Bobby, what do you think about it? Aston's come back to F1. What do you think? How would it affect?
I'm an Alfa Romeo fan. Just that Alfa did not build a car that I like.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Okay. Let's put it this way: the current, I would say, the current technology that was employed in F1 is not okay. Let's say the current technology that's employed in F1 is here. The knowledge that any racing team, professional racing team, or car making, their knowledge is actually here. F1 is limited by rules.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Their cars could have go a lot faster, a lot crazier if it weren't for these rules. So just to say that they have learnings from F1 then they're gonna employ on their passenger cars, they could have done it now. In fact, maybe Bingsheng is not aware that Aston Martin is building a hypercar that is fully naturally aspirated, 6.5 liter V12 that revs beyond 11,000 RPM, 1,000 horsepower, and it has crazy arrows. It has absolute mad arrows. Aerodynamics. Yeah. So yeah, going into F1 is just, it's a corporate game. F1,
It's a
big
statement
companies. No, big companies that buys up F1 team and buys up a car maker and goes into F1 is to lose money on paper in a way lose money for their big corporation on paper. But of course, we welcome another manufacturer going to F1.
Yeah.
And it has to depend on the commitment of this guy, because
you're not talking about the Vulcan,
F1 is no joke. Sorry.
You're not talking about the Vulcan, is it? Because the Vulcan is not 1,000 horsepower.
It's not Vulcan. It's the Valkyrie.
Valkyrie.
I think Aurizn is the only media that has seen the Valkyrie and has sat into the Valkyrie. I actually sent Bing to UK when Aston Martin gave us an invite. The only media from Malaysia that was invited, and that was even before I'm an Aston Martin owner actually. And
Yeah, that was
yeah,
why
I think it was 2017 or 18, right? When you guys
18,
said
right?
I forgot it's 18 or 19.
18. 18.
Yeah, Bing actually sat into the Valkyrie. She wasn't allowed to take pictures, details of
So
pictures
she's
of
the only one amongst us who saw the car.
Yeah, so the Valkyrie has the crazy hypercar engine, which is naturally aspirated 1,000
show a
horsepower.
picture, right? So the
65
picture,
liter.
everyone knows. There you go.
Yeah, that's the Valkyrie, and there is a slower version of this, which is called the Valhalla. And
What
then
a name, man.
yeah, Valhalla, and
Wow.
then they are also using this platform to make the next Vanquish. Vanquish used to be a front engine. Vanquish used to be a front engine, rear wheel drive, GT kind of car. The Vanquish will now be a mid-engine, hybridized supercar or something like that. Yeah.
Man.
So yeah, they are employing all this, but I just felt to do all this in at one go for a company the size of Aston Martin, it reminds me when remember when Lotus claimed they want to make.
I was there in Paris when those cars rolled out,
Yes. So it's scary. I mean, Aston needs to get their foot, stable first and all that. And of course, I mean, I wish them all the best. I wish they achieve success, but Mercedes is still crazy.
Yeah, Mercedes ramming it, man. Wait, I got a question over here. If you don't mind, Muhammad Al Kawi Zamani is asking, both Valkyrie and Valhalla, both hybrids, right?
Valhalla is, Valkyrie is not. Valkyrie is 6.5 liter V12 NA 1,000 horsepower hypercar. That's it. Yeah.
But that engine is quite highly tuned for an NA.
Yeah.
Hits.
Yeah.
I mean, RPM. I mean, Kon, you're an engineer, right? Horsepower is torque times RPM.
Yeah.
Right. So you raise the RPM to 11,000. That would also mean you don't get 1,000 horsepower in daily use.
Yeah. You
need to
and you probably have to service the car every 2,000 or 3,000 kilometers.
I don't know. Yeah. Because RPM means my power comes later.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Anyways, feel free to ask a question, guys. Muhammad Al Kawi, I hope we answer your question. If you do, give it a thumbs up, give us some love or something, some emoticon, smash the like button.
He already gave it a question. Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so we've talked a little bit about the questions. Let's come back to I my job here today is to make sure that we cover as much topic as possible. So me, Kon and Bobby, we can talk forever, and then it just never ends.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Man.
So I want to ask a few questions.
Me here or allow
Every time I talk to these two guys, right, the time always stretch beyond what I budgeted for.
We have to make an effort to break away from the conversation. That's how it is. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna do my job today. I'll talk about this. Okay, let's come back to the official agenda of Top Gear. Many companies are committing to no more gasoline cars like Audi. What do you think about it? There's this picture. Simon, if you show the picture, Audi is committing to no more. Want to phase out the ICEs by 2040. Could BMW follow? This is a interesting conversation from BMW blog. What do you guys think about this, Bobby and Kon? That phasing out internal combustion do you think is actually feasible? Do you think that we will actually reach a day that car manufacturers no longer produce like combustion engines?
Let me ask you one thing. 100 years ago, right? People were probably wondering, would it be feasible to phase out horses? Right? I think 100 years ago, people would struggle with the idea that the horse is only reduced to its function of horse racing at the turf club every Sunday, or being riding around for fun. Right.
That's a good point of view, and I guess like if you like cow bands and would produce that car and drive around, right? And people thought it was like witchery or like witchcraft or something like that, right? Because there's no horses and the car's moving, right?
Exactly. And the thing is that, right, when we went from the horse to the combustion engine, we were going to we were transitioning from something naturally available to something that is complex and sophisticated. But now we are transitioning from something that is mechanically complex to something that's actually mechanically very simple. You just need the only high cost aspect of an EV are the batteries.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think this statement is true because if you look at the world's largest car market, China, China wants to phase out ICE engines, okay, internal combustion engines, because China is not an oil-producing nation. And every year they spend a lot of money to import oil. And they are not the US. US is basically playing Monopoly while printing Monopoly money, right? That's US. So China is not the one who prints money for the world to use, which means that you can use something worthless, just run your printer, and then you get all the goods from the world. China cannot do that. US can. So China doesn't want 30% of its imports or importation of fuel to be used on people buying food, running around, doing things that are not to the strategic interests of the country. And if the largest market wants to phase it out, can the consumer market, can the car makers not follow this trend?
Exactly.
Because you need to produce something. See, we are on two argument points here. One is the survivability of the companies. They need to make sales, right? They hire people, they need to sell their cars, right? The other thing is, of course, the environmental blah, 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 blah. So now everybody going to EV, trust me, by year 2030, the stupid Greenpeace people, we're going to go strike in front of the battery making plants. Because by then, when everybody is using battery at the time, they looking for the next thing that pollutes the earth will look at battery plants.
Yeah.
And they start picketing there, right? Because at the end of the day, right, and you need to ask yourself one thing: are there more oil in the world or more rare earth materials to make batteries? And battery deterioration is non-reversible. It is a chemical deterioration. It is there's no real thing such as battery recycling. There's only battery reuse program, right? From a big battery, you use it on smaller stuffs, At the end of the day, you still chuck it away. It's not like you can send an old tired battery into a factory and it comes out as a new refreshed one.
I didn't know that.
It's just not possible. So I always say this in my videos. I believe in electrification. I just don't believe in battery being the thing to electrify. I believe in fuel cell. If you're talking about the future, right? Fuel cell doesn't use up the cell. Fuel cell use up the most abundant thing out there, hydrogen.
Yeah.
Right?
And generates water.
Yes, and it generates water, and fuel cell you are able to carry your fuel in liquefied form, right? And we know liquid fuel has the highest energy density, right?
Yeah.
So by having fuel cell, you pump your hydrogen, and then when you finish, you pump again. It's technically a car, an electric car that you can use. Have a longer lifespan than the battery. The battery is like, by the 7th or 8th year, the battery is very tired already,
Correct.
Yeah. So I believe in electrification, and I just don't think battery as the energy carrier is the best way to carry energy. And moreover, oil must be reserved for the military. That's the strategic thinking of every single country. You run out of oil, all your tanks, all your fighter jets, all those are useless. Can't battery power your fighter jet. Yeah. So, yeah. Oil is for defense at the end of the day.
Yeah.
shouldn't be burned on someone going tapao chicken rice.
Or go and buy vegetables.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing your opinion, guys.
Yeah, that's a very, very enlightening
I think
opinion.
Kon has gave a very short and subtle answers. I think it's inevitable. I think listening to both Bobby and Kon, it's inevitable we're going there. But
Yeah.
I guess for the purpose that we think it is, you have to be
Yeah.
realistic, right?
Yeah.
It may not be what we think it is, but we're still in very infancy stage. I feel like in the hybridization, right? I think we're less than 10, 15 years into it. So there's lot of improvement to expect out of it. I mean, when the first combustion engine came out, it was far from what we see today. It is, right? So
Yeah.
right.
But Thomas, I just want to add, the car industry actually, the first popular powertrain is actually electric.
Oh, really?
Yes. Then oil took over.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, because oil can go further. When Nicolaus Otto, when Nicolaus Otto succeeded in creating the internal combustion engine, a reliable internal combustion engine, which is the 4-cycle process, right? Suck, squeeze, bang, blow, and then the first one to put this into a car is actually, as we know, Carl Benz. But that time when the infancy stage of cars being produced by companies and selling, most are electric, because you don't have the whole infrastructure yet to pump petrol, to refine the petroleum, blah, blah, and all that. Those are not yet readily available, but electric was. So electric cars were, in fact, I remember Autocar magazine, the old Autocar. So for those who doesn't know, Autocar has been around for about 150 years. Autocar car magazine. They have been reviewing cars for 150 years.
Wow.
There was an article back in the 18-something one whereby it's just reported, an electric taxi hit someone and he died, something like that. In the 1800s. Yeah.
1800s?
Yeah, it's 1890 something, in London, an electric car killed a pedestrian, blah blah, something
Wow.
like that.
Wow.
I just wonder how long back then those electric cars needed to recharge, man.
I don't think they can travel very far. I think they travel very, very slow.
Kinetic energy to recharge the car.
I mean, now you need how many hours to recharge? Only 20, 30 kilometers.
They don't carry that kind of capacity, lah. They just can't. I think that era is more like a toy. Horse will still be, it's harder to convince horse riding people to go into a slow moving car than it is to convince people from internal combustion engine to electric engine, actually.
Of course.
I mean, if I ride a horse, right, and I see your car is so freaking slow, right, and then my horse eat grass, right, it's like, what the hell I need that for?
I'll get a horse.
The horse.
Yeah,
Yes,
according to John Calvin Koo is asking, yes, so what Bobby is saying is late 1800s, they had the battery cars. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, of course. In fact, Ferdinand Porsche already made a hybrid car in 1901 or something, with 4 electric motors in each wheels, powering the car with a hybrid motor. I mean, they have already done that. The theory has always been there, the knowledge has always been there. It's just whether the industry was able to produce what they need to reliably achieve what they calculate.
The industry is motivated or not to produce what is.
Let's put it this way: consumer goods, right, is hardly at the edge of technology barrier, boundary of technology is hardly touched by the consumer market,
After all, like the whole industry is always driven by consumer demands, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was really. You know what? I learned something new today. I didn't know that this was actually possible in the 1800s. It's just that I guess as the environmental awareness or need arises, I guess the hybrid starts to kick in into to create some sort of like supply to the demand, right?
But like what Bobby said, I never believed that hybrid hybrids were a sustainable solution, because at the end, yes, you reduce your fuel consumption, reduce the emission, but it comes at the environmental impact of all those rare earth plants, of all those rare operations and all that. Right?
That's true.
And the thing is that even when you're talking about your EVs and your PHEVs, the question is how the electricity that goes into your car, how was it generated?
Correct.
Was
it could be a solar.
coal firing plant.
Is it from petrol? Right.
Yeah. So if that's the case, you are actually transferring the burden of emissions to someone else. You didn't eliminate it.
A feel good factor lah. A feel good factor.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a lot of things to talk about. I think we can go on and on, but after the break, I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about the opposite. Let's talk about like some other big moves other manufacturers has. I want to talk about. We're going to talk about the two other manufacturers. One has gone down a more traditional internal combustion offering, and the other one has offered a more hybridization and more controversial approach to this. All right, so it's really 45 minutes in the break into the show. We're gonna do a quick break, and we come back. We're gonna talk about BMW and Mercedes. We're gonna talk about like how they're approaching the new performance cars.
All right.
And for those who are tuning into it, we're gonna go for a quick break, and we'll be back talking about this. All right, let's go for a quick break.
Oh, grab beer.
We'll be back.
Save about 500 bucks. You save about 1,000 plus.
To work out cheaper for me.
34,000.
215, even more.
It's for 200 plus. 400 bucks of savings.
Hey guys, welcome back. And yes, we're talking about hybridization, but check it out.
Thomas, can I take 5 minutes to prepare dinner for my daughter? She woke up.
Go ahead, man.
Sorry. Just
Daddy
5 minutes.
duties.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Me and Kon are going to be around, okay? So yes,
I'll hold the fort.
what's that?
I say I will hold the fort.
Yeah, all right. Anyways, for those who watched the video earlier, Evo Club warranty insurance, guys, you can save up to 40%, up to 40. Guys, 40% of your insurance policy if you sign up with Evo Club insurance. It's a simple process, and even if you don't drive 5,000 kms, you can stagger your insurance payment. All right, it's I think seeing insurance policies in other countries and seeing this is a revolution for Malaysia. So you're gonna find out how to save up to 40% of your insurance policy. Check out Evo Club Insurance. All right. Go to club.evomalaysia.com. Check it out. Share the love. Share with your friends as well. If you know someone else who review the cars, good way to save money, all right, and get the coverage for the car.
It's
So, Kon,
real and I mean it's usable savings, and it's something useful for your cash flow.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's another topic, but let's go answer some questions while Bobby is on a little break.
Yeah.
Eugene is asking thoughts on thorium fuel in cars. What's thorium? It sounds
Isn't
like
thorium nuclear?
Oh man, I didn't know that. It just sounds like some Asgard stuff.
It's well, I mean, I'm looking at Wikipedia lah, but it's nuclear. I
Is it something that we
don't
do?
think so for cars.
Okay, so got a question over here from Muhammad Al Kawi Zamani. He said, what are the thoughts about the development of the newest C63 4-cylinder turbocharged hybrid? We'll talk about this when Bobby comes back. All right.
Yeah.
But since we're here, me and you, Kon, do you some of you may not know Kon is an engineer by background.
Yeah.
You know, I always had the opinion when they first launched the Prius, right? And I looked at it, I was like, it's such a complex car.
It is.
So it's
It
so
is.
complex. Like you have to handle two powertrains in one
Yeah.
little car. So
Yeah.
what do you think? I think that a hybrid is way more difficult than a full electric. What do you think about this, Kon?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You see, a full electric vehicle is so easy. Motor, battery, that's it. That's all your moving parts. The only difficult thing is you have to the only it's only about managing your battery. Okay, I mean the battery ensure it doesn't overheat the heat level of the battery. Welcome Bobby back.
Sorry.
Hey,
Right.
no problem, bro. Your daughter okay? Everything okay? With
Yeah.
you?
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
right. Okay, cool.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, an EV is so much less complex compared to a hybrid, because with a hybrid, at the end of the day, you still have your timing belt or timing chain, you still have your one-off seals, you still have your thermostat, your radiator. Whereas with an EV, motor, battery. Okay, you still need you still have your aircon system, you still have your suspension bushes, brakes, maybe cooling system for a battery. That's it.
But now
And-
you got to
and-
handle both. Yeah. So you're right. I think it's a extremely complex development of having the hybrid and the combustion. And
Yeah.
arguably, probably not the best approach for economy man or family guy who's thinking about economy, isn't it? Right? Because you have to maintain both motors, right?
Well, I think in terms of maintenance costs, I
Because you
think
got to
based
manage
on what
both the maintenance. You got to manage the motors for the electric motors.
actually the electric
And-
motor doesn't need much maintenance one, I think. Right,
I mean,
Bobby, you
after
own a PHV
after a
before.
couple of years, right?
It's
That's
practically
true, right?
zero maintenance one.
Yeah, electric motors are zero maintenance, and I think hybrids will be phased out. And because the production cost of electric cars will be massively lower than
Oh yes.
a combustion engine car, and PHEV is just gonna add to the con. Let's put it this way, lah. You see, from when the petrol is injected, right?
Mhm.
You just count
Mhm.
piston connecting to conrod
conrod.
connecting to crankshaft to flywheel, flywheel to timing belt to the cam pulleys,
Cam lobes.
pulley to the
And there's not and then
What's
some more
give
you
up?
have all your VVTi, VTEC, all this.
yeah, and then your alternators, your all these components is cost for the manufacturer, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, all these are reduced to just you see, all those components, right, is just to sync up the piston and the fuel injection, on the cams. Just to sync up these two things, right, takes so many components.
Yeah.
Right. And at the end of the day, what we want, the end result that we wanted is just a circular motion that rotates.
Correct.
Right. The reason we need all those components is to convert a single directional force to a rotational force. Because an explosion in a cylinder, you need a cylinder to contain the explosion, to compress the power in order to compress the output. And the output is single direction. It pushes your piston up or down. Sorry, it pushes your piston down.
Yeah.
So in order to make it into a reciprocating motion that you can do this, you design all those things just to convert this energy that goes one direction to a circular
into a
direction.
rotational direction.
A rotational direction. Exactly. Yeah. So an electric engine just on. Woo. It reduces everything.
Hey, hold on a minute. The SF90 Stradale, did you hear the engine sound, the electric sound when it moves in the beginning? Is it a manufactured sound or is it a real?
No. And even from outside the car, it's so loud.
Yeah.
I thought the car is playing some song,
Yeah, I thought it was some they actually purposely manufactured that sound for it.
No, I think that's the sound of the
electric motor
going through some differential. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but when I hear it, I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So yeah. Anyways,
So just
thanks-
now,
thanks
just
for-
now, as I was cutting the little chicken for my daughter, I think I have another thought. Our argument topic, right? For sorry, no. Why it takes me some time is that if my daughter doesn't want to eat, I'll remain the chicken pieces as like this size, so my son can eat. But if my daughter wants to eat, I need to cut it to small sizes, which my
Yeah.
son do not want to eat. Anyway, for everyday cars, the cars that people use, I think will get electrified immediately without a doubt in the
Mhm,
future.
mhm.
But for car makers that are in the category of making like collectible cars and all that, right? I believe there will still be some improvements to regulations and all that to cater for these things. And then because collectible cars, you're talking about the lifespan of the car is a lot longer across different owners across the times, right? And I think that those internal combustion engines will live on. But for cars that are designed, let's say Toyota Volkswagen wants to make a car that gets the Euro approval and it's the new Polo. Projected sales is 5 million. Of course, you must electrify this. No combustion for you. No chance of that for you. But for Ferrari or Aston Martin, all this, right? They are making cars where their projected volume is, let's say, 500 or 600. Then these might be allowed to produce them in running petrol and all that.
Yeah, I always got the feeling that the petroleum cars, performance cars, or like let's say the Spider, right? For example, will live on to be a luxury good. As long as the mass would change, right? Then
yes.
I think
Yes.
it's basically like what the horse is now, lah.
No,
Yes.
I mean what I mean is stupid to have one rule across the board.
Correct.
For all kinds of different usage of products, because in the future, I believe the car making industry should go into a leasing business structure. When you go into a leasing business structure, right, electric propulsion makes all the sense, right? There's lower maintenance, and then you collect the car back, and then you swap in the new battery, and then boom, you go out again on another leasing program to another. It makes sense, and this is the best business structure for car industry, because you take out you are the one earning the profits, not the freaking banks. Currently, the banks are earning all the profits.
Correct,
right?
They're making all the interest. Yeah.
They are the ones earning the most money from car maker to consumer.
This raises an important question. I want to ask this though.
Yeah.
Yes, electric cars are amazing. Hybridization is amazing, right? But let's compare like electric to combustion engines. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that there is something that the combustion engine offers that the electric car cannot offer? What do you guys say? What do you guys think on the viewers? You guys are viewing here. What do you guys think? Is there something that you think that the internal combustion engine can offer that the hybrid or the electric engines cannot offer? Because I'm just driving my E30.
You
right?
want an
And I drove my
objective
Spider.
answer, or you want an emotional answer?
As a car enthusiast,
As a car
someone who
enthusiast.
enjoys cars, because one of the reasons why I decided to jump in the Spider quickly as well is like, wait, hold on a minute. If petroleum becomes like a more rare thing, I want to know that I want to drive one before that becomes rare, right?
Yeah.
So I think there's an emotional pull to ICEs. But what do you guys think? Yeah.
The thing is, there are more shitty combustion cars than shitty electric cars out there. Right? A lot more. A lot.
I gotta agree with that.
More. These cars waste petrol, right? If you're talking about enjoyment. So before this, you see, people are talking about sound. There are a lot of shitty sounding combustion cars out there. Right?
Yeah.
So I mean, a few days ago we drove the Taycan, right? that unfortunately, Thomas, you miss out because again from the shot, but we can request it again.
Don't worry about it. Yeah.
The Taycan is amazing, bro. It's like
I guess all you know when you hear Kon swearing in his car review, then you know what the Taycan is.
it's like you know those American movies where the plane go low flying,
Yeah.
right? Imagine you are in a spaceship, a starship, and then you go low flying. That's the feeling of a Taycan. I tell you.
Now it makes, okay, you know what? I have no interest in driving the Taycan, but now I really want to sit in one. I don't care about people.
The sound that it makes, right, is attractive as well. You know, I mean, in a certain way, of course, it's I mean, if you talk about internal combustion engine, right, not every internal combustion engine sounds like a freaking V12, right?
Yeah.
Right?
There's some ICs that sound crap. Yeah, you're right. A lot of them sound crap.
A lot. But then the Taycan, when we drove it, the Taycan is like, holy moly, I am ready for the future, you know. And again, the thing that makes the Taycan so enjoyable versus some other electric cars that we have driven last time, like Nissan Leaf, right? It's the same discipline in car making, handling, you know, steering feel, throttle pedal feel, brake pedal feel. The brake pedal feels of the Taycan is so natural.
Yeah.
And you know there's no linkage. The calipers don't even clamp. It's the dynamo absorbing the power back, but from us on the driving seat, it feels like you are stepping on the brake pedals. And it's amazing.
So what you're saying is that there are electric cars that produce unique, also like emotional experiences, isn't it? Yeah.
Let's put it this way. I think if you talk about EVs, right, like what the examples that we have talked about today, the Taycan, the SF90 Stradale, these are cars, EVs and PHEVs that are tuned by makers that have a very strong background in creating cars that people, you know, for driving enjoyment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. And why am I hearing my voice again? Through a repeat or something like that. Okay. So
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. So you see, the thing is that, right, with the with the internal combustion engine, right? Yes, we're talking about like what John Kelvin Koo is saying here. We'll miss the V8s, we'll miss the V12s, but this is what I would say is the pinnacle of the internal combustion engine. Like what Bobby also says, there are a lot more crap ICEs out there. All right, all those things, but like, you know, like sometimes you think of it, right? It's like we look back to some of our old relationships. We think of all the good times, but actually we forgot why we broke up in the first place, because of the not so good. So when people say about when people romanticize about all the good things about ICEs, they are only romanticizing about the V8s and the V12s. They forgot all the crappy 3 and 4 bangers that are all over the roads.
And I guess not fair as well to expect an electric car to give you the same kind of vibration and the same kind of feeling from a V8 or V12, right? And it's not fair, isn't it?
And you see, the thing is that because the IC is such a mechanically complex thing, right? You know, with so many components interacting with each other, each ICE naturally will have a very distinctive character to it. You know, if you look at just from the engine alone. But with an electric motor, I don't see how a Porsche electric motor or a Ferrari electric motor or an Aston Martin electric motor, if you were to put them together, I don't see there will be a significant difference between them. But they can make the response different. They can calibrate the throttle response, brake response, steering response differently. But at the end of the day, there's only so much differentiation you can make from electric motor to another.
Yeah, yeah.
But
That's
I
why
think,
I say, yeah.
so go ahead. Yeah.
No, that's why I say all these super luxury car makers, they might. I think the laws and rules should have a thing for these car makers to continue making ICE if they want to, you know, based on the number of cars and all that lah. And I just want to say one thing. You know, when car reviewers review cars, they always judge whether a car is good or not. Talking about, the vibration from the road, the sound, the road noise, the NVH, noise, vibration, harshness, blah blah blah. And then when consumers go and buy cars, and they say, the car very noisy, very bumpy, very vibrate, blah blah. Hey, guess what? All these things are what electric cars are good at. The very metrics that we use to judge whether a car is comfortable or not, a combustion car is comfortable or not, these are all the things that electric cars are damn good at.
Yeah.
Right. So I think it's definitely
Like
gonna
rest
come
in peace,
to that.
Yeah. Let's look at some of the questions before we go on to the question that we want to talk about, the BMW and Mercedes thing. But let's take a look. Derek is asking, Derek, who drives a beautiful Corolla, right? And he's asking if an electric car goes on a long trip like Evo and Enduro, will be a special kit electric cars to charge battery along the way. So what are your thoughts on this?
Like
Electric cars are not allowed to go Evo and Enduro.
Enduro. I don't think Malaysia or Thailand have the infrastructure for that at this moment, right?
No.
Yeah.
No, I mean on a second note,
But you know what? If there are charging points, you know what? The electric cars must go first. It must go fast. So they will charge while the ICEs catch up, right? So when the ICE is catching up, they're charging the battery. Need 20 minutes or 40 minutes with the whatever they have, right?
You know what's the interesting thing is this. We still need to sleep every night, right? And in terms of distance of travel, right? Whether you drive an electric car or you drive an ICE car, we are now in the era whereby both these cars can fulfill the smallest, the lowest average driving duration we can, right? Let's say you drive from KL to Penang, right? After you arrive at Penang, you're like at 400, 500 km, you're like, I'm exhausted. I need to rest, right? Electric cars are already nearing this range, right? For the big powered ones, right? And the next morning you wake up, your petrol car might still have half a tank left. Let's say let's say you didn't refuel and your car is like a BMW 320D or some shit like that. Guess what? Every night that we sleep, the next morning the electric car will be full. Every day you're waking up afresh, your car is also waking up afresh. Means that the electric car's range only needs to cover our maximum capacity of driving,
of being alert. Yeah.
Yes. As long as you exceed that, right, or you reach that point, right, any more is
irrelevant.
Is irrelevant. Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think about this, Kon? Do you think it's Evo and durable if it's like in this process?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. You know, that day I had a very interesting conversation with Rachel. So I did an interview with her, which I'm still editing, haven't put it up yet. I asked her, you know, what she thinks about EVs. And one of the things that she told me, and it's something that I've never heard anybody comment before. She said, it's convenient, ma. I said, huh? Convenient? Never has anybody told me about EVs being convenient. Because everybody will say, EV, have to charge, you know, so mafan. But her response to me is, hey, your phone every day also you charge one. It's no different. So she has that perspective that this has now become a convenience factor to her rather than how a lot of people see as inconvenient.
Look, I guess if you were born if you first started driving cars where you had to keep pumping petrol, that would
Yeah.
the charging of EV would seem inconvenient. But if you're born in the
but
era,
to her, having to drive to the petrol station is inconvenient.
correct, and it's like phones, right, and WhatsApp and
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
To my parents to text me like how am I doing and stuff is inconvenient, you know. But for them to pick up the phone and call me and say, "Hey Thomas, you know, it's like Tommy, right? Or you makan really not, right?" It's convenient, right?
Yeah.
Because
but on this note, right, on electric cars, right, only rich people's electric car is convenient. Because if you buy an expensive electric car, you have 100 kilowatts, right? If that means in enduro, you can buy a banger 3 Series, right? Or a banger Fiat or Alpha and join enduro with that budget, or Starlet Turbo or something like that, right? A Caldina GT, you know, is only about 20,000 and all that, right? You cannot spend the same amount on an EV to go
Not
enduro. You have to have, like, let's say a Tesla Model S. Yes.
Yeah.
So what that means is, if one day enduro is full EV, only the rich people get to go, because you need the range, and electric car is very straightforward.
and like the Mini Cooper E won't do it.
Yeah,
the Mini Cooper E won't do it. The Nissan Leaf won't do it. The Honda E won't do it.
Exactly. You are poor, you get low range. You are rich, you get high range.
Yeah.
That's EV. That's EV for you.
I see. Hey, I got interesting comment here from Ming Jing Swa. I'm not sure. I don't have the knowledge for this, but I know like Bobby follows Neo a lot. Is this true, bro?
Yes. Neo is currently the fourth most valuable car company in the world.
Wow.
Tesla number 1, and then number 2 is Toyota, number 3 is Volkswagen, number 4 is Neo. So Neo is a China electric car company, and they have a lot of innovation. So they go into battery swapping stations in China.
Wow.
Meaning that you finish up you're almost finishing up your power, and your car will tell you the nearest battery swapping station. And when you buy the car, you can choose to buy the battery or not buy the battery. So let's say the car is 300,000 yuan, right? And then if you choose to not buy the battery, your car may be 220,000 yuan. And then you are on a leasing program for the battery. You pay monthly, you know, and then you can go to a battery swapping station, and I think the whole battery swapping operation is about 8 minutes. So the car, you reverse in, and then the robotic arm will come out, unscrew your battery, pull it in, and then come out a fresh one, screw it back. 8 minutes, you're ready to go with a full charged car, and you no longer have that worry whereby your car is worthless down the road because your battery has deteriorated.
And Neo solves that problem.
Yes. And their cars are all very, very advanced, connected to 5G and all that shit. So basically, you have your personal assistant in the car. You know, you can talk to that personal assistant. And you know, China, all the electrical appliances got Wi-Fi at home now. It's all connected to their cloud and all that. So you can actually talk to your car and say, you know, boil the water or switch on the lights at home and all that. This future has already happened in China. They are already like that. It's everyday living for them. Yeah. They have mirrors that talk to you, you know, 100 ringgit speakers that is AI, you know. Basically you talk to your, you know those Bluetooth speakers that play you nice music from your phone. Theirs is 5G and AI powered. So basically it's crazy.
I'm
and it's
going to
still
share
100
something.
ringgit.
For those of you guys who may not know Neo, right, I'm going to just share
Yep.
some screen. This is just to illustrate what's happening, right? There you go.
That's the Neo ES8. They have ES6. The fastest electric supercar is also from Neo. I think the drive, what's that show? Grand Tour. Yeah, that's the personal assistant. It will turn and look at you when you speak to it. Know me.
This guy know me, right? Know me.
Yeah.
It's
And
so
also
cool.
fully autonomous and all that. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, but
Yes.
look at the design, man. It's quite cool. Actually, you know what? It's actually pretty cool.
It's
I'll roll with
beautiful.
that. And look at
It's
the interior.
beautiful.
It's sleek.
It's
Nice.
advanced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The,
I mean, it's
the
of
cars
course
coming
one
out
thing
from
to see
China
in
is
person,
crazy.
lah. You know,
The cars coming out from there is mad,
it's
man.
exciting, isn't it? It's exciting to see the cars coming from the side of the world, isn't it?
Oh, you check out their cars, man. Hi-Fi X and then X-Peng.
Oh,
And then,
Hi-Fi is crazy.
Yeah, Hi-Fi X is also another car. First car from the car company, from the new car company. Their first model, they price it against a 7 Series and S-Class.
So
Their first car. Yeah.
they got some cojones, I tell you that. Okay.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah.
But guys, feel free to tune in and just ask your questions as well. We're just hanging out over here. I got some questions that's burning to ask. I got a few more here, but we already I'll pass 1 hour marker. So
Really?
1 hour 50 minutes marker. Okay. We're gonna go very quickly with these 2 questions. Okay.
Yeah.
If we talk
Yeah.
about EV and talk about electrics being like amazing, you know.
Mm.
I think some of you guys might know recently BMW has released their performance models, you know, the M3 and M4s. And you can show a picture on it. You know, what do you think? Does it make you feel okay about not having internal combustion engine in the future?
Well,
Okay, I know it's not a whole combustion engine question, but what do you guys think about this? I've just been itching to ask some of the Aurizn guys. What do you think about the design of the M3?
well, BMW M has already said that they are launching, you know, an electric powered or electrified model down the road already, and it's already confirmed that it will happen.
Mhm.
But I think they are also trying to hold as much to their their heritage as they can, like, you know, continuing to roll out cars like the M4, the M3, whatever the debate we have about their nose. At least they're still trying to persevere with a combustion engine for this generation M3, M4, M5. But you can see that with the M3, M4, and M5, right? They have carried over the same powertrain template from the predecessor models. So yeah, like the M5 especially is carrying over the engine from the F10 M5. Right, the M4 and M3 is a newer engine, but it still follows back the same configuration as the previous gen M3 and M4. So maybe the next gen of cars after these ones will also follow the downsized hybridization route as well.
You know what, Kon? M or AMG used to be. Let's say all this starts from racing, right?
Yeah.
And in the old world, all these divisions were created to achieve faster times on the track.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And if BMW were to make the M4 an electric car, it would be faster than the current M4.
Of course.
If they were to be pursuing performance,
yeah,
they should electrify it.
Or
Definitely.
hybridize it.
Definitely.
Because it will be faster. Because it will
Definitely.
be faster. Yeah,
Definitely.
you'll be able to squeeze more performance out of it.
Yeah.
And so actually at the end of the day now, right, all this is to sell cars.
Yeah.
To sell cars. Yeah. That's the only thing that
I strongly believe that this generation of the M3, M4, and M5 will be the last ones that are conventional combustion really.
Yeah. Probably.
It depends on regulation actually, Con. Because these are still companies whereby their first and foremost role is to earn money and to be able to afford the number of people working for these companies, right? So at the end of the day is the market and the potential to sell to complying to regulation. If the regulation changes, they are ready. These car makers are ready. You know, they can make the They can make the M4 an electric car, and it will achieve faster miles.
Hybrid car. Yeah.
Or hybrid. I mean, I think electric will replace hybrid lah, straight up lah, because hybrid
Straight up.
is costly to produce, costly to
Yeah.
maintain,
And complex.
and yeah, very, very complex.
Electric is by far electric is a far more elegant solution at the end of the day.
You see, the final argument that people have on internal combustion cars, right, is always saying that, oh, I love the sound of V8, the sound of V12. Now that all of them are turbocharged, right, where got sound?
All fake one.
Where got sound? I mean,
No.
Muted.
yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and you know, some cars, right, you can actually go to the infotainment system and choose, I want my car to sound like a GTR.
Oh yeah, the Megane RS,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
No, not Megane, it's something else. But you can decide what your car sounds like from the infotainment system.
Yeah. So you see, now BMW is like, oh, our electric one will be called the i4, you know, to differentiate it from our petrol one. So what if car racing is all electric next time? So your motorsport division is gonna call what? I mean, when all cars are electric, do you ditch your M? You don't.
Yeah.
You don't need to ditch your M. You don't need i4 to replace M4, right?
Yeah.
So if it is about performance, if it is about track, it's about racing. What if the DTM becomes an electric car race, right? I mean, your M4 can be electric as well.
Yeah.
Right. That's I think we are all going through a phase whereby the car makers also troubling, you know, trying to differentiate them, you know, have two lineup, you know, one is eco-friendly, one is what. All these things would settle down towards the end. And at the end of the day, right, it's just the confusion, the temporary confusion that the market and the world naturally gets when there's something new coming in.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think all this will still be there. I mean, imagine a F1 car going into. I mean, you no longer have 2-second pit stops, provided they can swap the battery out in 2 seconds.
They'll probably figure it out.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But anyways, talking about the M3, what? Okay, this put everything aside. I'm just really curious about one thing. What do you think about the look of the car? You know, I think we all can agree, right? Right now, three of us, I think we all can agree, hands down, that if BMW is decided to be serious about putting that real performance in the car, hybridization or probably electric will be something that really changes how the car will perform, right? I think we all can agree with that. But how about the look of the car? What do you guys think about it? It's something that is bugging me because I'm a BMW fan. What do you guys? It kind of feels like they want to bring the E30 era back, but they just did it wrong. This how I look at it.
I'm not a fan of this design, but I can understand why they're
like
going.
You guys have view. What do you guys think about this?
I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it. But
do you think we ever get used to it?
We have to.
Look
at Bobby. He's like,
yeah.
But is it? I believe there is a point to this, and I think they want to create this controversy, you know, so that people talk about it.
Pretty cool. But what is this? What is this? I know, Bobby, you're a wagon fan. You have RS6, a beautiful RS6 Avant, and Kon, I know you like wagons as well, right? You know, what if
not so much,
not so much, right? But let's say you appreciate wagons.
Yeah, I appreciate. Yes.
What if the M3 offered something like this? You know, let's take a look.
They are making the M3 wagon for this generation.
Yeah. But would it change your mind about how it looks then? So I love wagons, right? I love the way the back looks.
Kon doesn't love wagons.
Okay, fine. I love wagons, right?
I don't, but I disagree with people calling them hearses, lah.
Calling them what?
I disagree with people who call wagons hearses.
Hearses.
Hearse. You know, like greater coffin car. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I disagree with that.
Asian thing. But what do you think? Would you, if the car looked like this, would you still forgive the way the front looks? Because the back looks, I mean, for me, it looks good.
Oh, the back looks great.
Okay, let's say, Bobby, hypothetically, you get a choice of choosing a wagon. Would this be in your if you got the money to afford this? Would this be in your range? Would this change your mind about how the car looks? It's been a long time that BMW decided to build an M3 wagon, right?
They never did actually.
They did,
Not-
right?
not
I think
for-
the
No,
5
no.
Series wagon they did an M5 wagon, right?
That's the E6, the E60 and the E34 at an M5 wagon.
Yeah.
I mean, what you show me is like a guy or a girl who doesn't have a very super pretty face, but with a super hot body, is still bangable, right? I mean, that's what I want to say, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's the stance of the car, the proportions.
Yeah.
Those things are very, very important, not just the nose.
Yeah.
And of course, I think everyone has there's an equilibrium whereby we all would decide something is good looking or bad looking, right? So this nose is in the category of bad looking, but people will get used to it, and there are of course ways to help. I mean, all the wide body, the aggressive, haunches and all the flanks and all that. Those actually help, And
Were you excited that they're finally building a wagon for the M3? Not too much.
I'm already a bit. You see, the thing is this: how cars fascinate us back then is the engineers trying their very best to achieve something, right?
Yeah.
They want to achieve a better performance. They invented things like VTEC, and then they start employing individual throttle bodies to the E36 M3 engine and things like that. And now it's no longer the case because they are a bit like how Porsche planned their performance. Oh, the GTS, let's tune it to have 15 horsepower more. Just enough, just a little bit more. The new GT3, 20 horsepower more. It's all manufactured. It's all planned. It no longer reflects
versus like the aspiration, isn't it?
Yes, because like people like us, we look at a car. We a lot of times. I mean, let's use today's example again, the SF90 Stradale. When you look at the car, right, you can tell Ferrari engineers are trying their best to deliver everything to you.
Absolutely.
And the creation that they did speaks to you. It's almost like the engineer has had a conversation with you. And you look at
the Scuderia spirit in that car.
You look at the end result, right? You can imagine the thinking process of that engineer. How they derive at this solution, and then you are like, wow, I just had a verbal conversation with that engineer, even though we did not have a verbal conversation, But cars like these now, it's all planned. Last year was what? Check my notebook. Last year was 450. Okay, this year 475 horsepower lah, just enough increase.
Yeah.
Where in fact it's just 2 lines of codes.
Yeah.
Which Mike Yap can do it. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
DNA tuning. Yeah.
Exactly.
But that's the thing, like, although I'm very excited at the fact that they're building wagons again for the M3s, but there's something lackluster about it. I think you kind of nailed it on the spot. There's something lackluster about it. It's a nice idea, but if finally arrives, it's like, I'm not sure. Isn't it? So that's a cool point to put out, Bobby. I think it's really cool. Yeah.
And you see with this one, they have what this generation of 3 Series, they have M340i, they have the M3, then after they top it up with the M3 Competition. So it's like, these are 3 cars that are built with more or less the same template, but just each given subtly different kind of coding, like what Bobby said. And so is different cars.
It's just marketing.
You see, whereas last time you start with the E30, right? M3, but that's the best it has to offer. Then E36, they up the game. E46, they up the game. But you see, with this one, it's like, which is the best they have to offer? You know, why do you need? And it should. I mean, as much as I enjoyed driving the M340i last year, why do you need an M340i next to an M3 next to an M3 competition?
Marketing, because you have people who earn, 100K a year. You have people who earn 150K a year. You have people who earn 200K a year. They want to get the most market share. And which one to get? The one with the longest name, right? M2 competition. So maybe next time M2 competition Pro, M2 competition Pro RS.
Oh, no wonder. To give you the context, guys, I declared to Bobby that I'm really considering getting a M235i or maybe an M2 competition because I missed that car. And he planted in me, it's like, Thomas, you should look at an F30, 430, F430. Like,
No, just imagine this.
never buy a Ferrari. But
Let's
thinking
imagine
about
this,
it.
right? Whereby
I mean,
you
searching
have,
Muda after that, Bobby.
No, what I'm saying is that let's imagine you have a spy camera on the team that is developing the next C63 and the team that is developing the next M4, which has already arrived, right? And then you are able to spy on them, right? And imagine the C63 team is like, oh my God, we were given the instruction to complete it and to extract more performance than the previous one, but using just a 2-liter hybrid. Wow, this is exciting. When then you look at the spy camera on the BMW one, right? Oh, job done already. Let's go coffee.
Yeah, I want to ask this
It's
question.
already done.
That I think most of you guys already know that the news is out, right? Mercedes AMG, right? They decided to head off with the 2-liter turbocharged with hybrid, the new C63S and C63 and stuff. So since we are talking about this, like that's actually in my intention of this topic, and I know like Muhammad Al Kawi is like super excited about this, and some of you guys are. What do you think? So you think it's an exciting project, isn't it?
You're asking me or
Yeah,
viewers?
both everybody.
No, what I mean is the engineers are.
So you're saying that
forced
it's a more exciting project to look at the downsizing plus the hybrid, right?
No. What I mean is the engineers who are in there is given a bigger challenge than the engineers in BMW M4 team. The M4 team is like, oh, okay, lor. Like that, lor. Almost done already.
Tune a bit.
Whereas the Mercedes engineers are scratching their head.
They are told to make do with half the cylinders.
Yes.
They just lost 4 cylinders and now it was another half cylinders.
Yeah, lor.
What do you think the new AMG is going to be like? I know we have no clue how it's going to be. Sorry, go ahead.
If you put it that way, the next C63 really is designed, with a much bigger handicap. It was on a much bigger handicap. So I mean, I've come to feel that, I've come to appreciate that, there are certain intrinsic qualities of a bigger engine that you can never replace. But I think Bobby has a point in saying that whatever the outcome, I think the C63 engineers can really say they would have achieved something really special with that car.
Exactly. They achieved something because of the challenge. I mean, remember the press event that we went for the A45, we were also amazed with how they really employ F1 technology into their 4-cylinder engine, the coatings and all that. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. But doesn't mean I will buy or
doesn't mean you will like it, but doesn't mean we acknowledge that
it's different and exciting. And I think Bobby reminded something quite important, is that back then engineering, what makes engineering so inspiring is that they're pushing the limits, they're pushing what's beyond what's possible. And watching this, like big companies like pouring their R&D and pouring millions into this to make something happen was like that excitement is incredible. And I think I think in a way the AMG's approach is I know after driving the SF90 Stradale, I'm really thinking today is like, hey, hold on a minute. I think I'm really looking forward to see how Afflerbach would do this. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to see like how a
and,
CCS will happen.
and you know, AMG, they know how to create a sense of occasion in their driving. They know how to
Oh,
do it.
absolutely. They know how to do it. I think there's no question. They know how to do that. Yeah. I just hope that, but it's exciting, isn't it? It's so unpredictable, right? And I know like Bobby talked about it. Like there was a rumor that the head of AMG walked out of the room when they talk about the Tuesday. I know it's a rumor or not, but you know, hell, like even if it's a rumor or not, I guess like this is like it's drama, isn't it? It's like real drama, isn't it?
Hey, the news is that he stormed out of the room, you know, and then later on we all know he resigned and he's now the CEO of Aston Martin. 11,000 RPM NA engine.
Yeah. So Muhammad Al Kawi is asking about the this one, right? The M139 engine. You guys were the press release, right? The one.
Yeah. Oh, I think the current A45 and CLA 45, yeah, it's 4MATIC plus as standard.
So yeah, you know what? I'm listening to both of you today, and you know today's a momentous day because we didn't plan to have when we planned this talk today, we didn't think that we'll be driving the Ferrari FF90 Stradale. I didn't know that.
We didn't plan it either. No.
So I thought it was like pretty ngam today, and it really changed my mind to think how manufacturers use hybrid in a very smart way, you know.
Yeah.
And if this is hybrid in the future, like Bobby said in the start of the show, I'm actually pretty excited about it. And now when AMG said they're gonna go 2.0 hybrid, I'm like, I'm not sure about it, but actually I'm kind of today. I'm like, wait, what would they pull off? Right? They have F1 technology, they have F1. Like, what would they actually pull off? I don't know, right? But I'm just eager to find out. And I think that's something, a quality of pushing the engineering, it's actually exciting. Yeah, that's what I really think. Yeah. So I think we can go on and on about it. It's been 1 hour and 36 minutes. You know.
Well, we stand under the sun for 3 hours.
Yeah. You know what? Let's just say that it's going to be a long night, and let's not drag it too long. We're gonna leave like maybe 1-2 minutes of your thoughts about this before we go and play a last game before we end today.
Oh.
What are your thoughts about this topic before we move on?
I think I would say I would consider ourselves to be in a way a rather fortunate generation to witness this transitional phase. You know, we are here at the birth of the electric car era, whilst we still get to enjoy the peak, you know, of the internal combustion engine. Yeah.
I think in my opinion, before I hand out to Bobby, I think we need to view we have to look at the future with not the lens of the past, lah.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I as one guy, I love ICEs, right? Don't get me wrong.
We all do.
But to expect an electric car to give you the same feels like ICE is not fair, lah.
Yeah,
right?
It's not fair.
It's expecting an elephant to behave like a tiger, right? I don't know, right? What I'm trying to say is that we gotta look it with a more objective view, lah. Put it this way, and hearing what Bobby talked about the Taycan, I haven't driven the Taycan, and hearing many journalists write about the Taycan, I think, you know, there is a kind of different kind of emotional excitement that comes from EV, and only if we welcome it, then we can see it, right?
Yeah,
you know. Yeah. So that's how I see it right now. Especially it's so momentous that we get to drive the SF90 Stradale. Yeah. So Bobby, what do you think about this topic about the ICE and the hybrid and electrolyzation before we go and play the next game?
Inevitable. It's just, again, my point is that I am a firm believer in electrification, but not with batteries. You know.
Yeah.
I think battery is a bad way to carry electricity.
Yeah.
Fuel cell is a better way, much better way. And there are also inventions of bacteria that can create liquid fuel, right? That we have renewable combustible fuels. I mean, in a way,
Right?
you know, all the methanol, blah blah, you know, the ethanol, all these are renewable energy. Right? They are not fossil fuel. Right? It's just that you need to plant a shit ton of plants and not eat them and then turn them into fuel. But
Yeah.
it's memang something that is being done. But of course, burning will have the emission and then which causes greenhouse gases, blah 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 blah. So at the end of the day, it's inevitable. It's inevitable. That's why if you can buy a V12 or V10 now and keep it, do it. Yeah. So the real M5 that Kon should pursue is actually the E60.
Talking about
The
that,
one
we
with
have
the-
some fun right now. You
The
know what?
one with the sound. Oh my
You're
god!
talking about that? We're gonna have a big game of Dude, Where's My Car? Thanks for your question, guys. I know I can't answer all your questions and everything.
Yeah.
You know, but I think we're having I'm actually trying to get a new perspective of this. So thanks Bobby and Kon for sharing your opinion. I'm really learning something about it. But I do know you guys are a bit tired as well. So let's just end this tonight. But I want to say thanks to everybody who's joining us, and I'm sorry I couldn't answer your question, but thanks for doing it. Let's not go on the break. Let's jump straight into the game. Dude, Where's My Car? Because yes, there is an M5 somewhere in there.
Oh, nice.
God, Kon, I love you. All right. So, guys, feel free to jump into the questions. Jump into Dude, Where's My Car? So, the game of Dude, Where's My Car
Whoa.
is Simon took the liberty of making this look nice. So, in this game, Dude, Where's My Car? Is that we pick two cars, and then both now in this case, Bobby and Kon has to choose which car they would drive away with and justify why they would they do it. And feel free to also join in with us, guys. So let us know your questions, either your answers over there. We'll call you out as well, right? Bobby and Kon, you ready?
Yeah, let's have it.
All right, let's go. First one. Okay. Would you classic? Let's talk about classics, all right? Because classic has its appeal. A Datsun Triple S 510 twin carburetor. I love this guy. This is one of the cars I'm going to restore. You watch it. It's going to be one of them. With a rear independent suspension. Or would you spend money on this other classic, which is a W123 wagon 200 TE?
The Datsun for me.
Kon Datsun?
Hmm.
How about Bobby?
Huh? Oh my god.
Stress. Okay. Guys, what would you pick? Let's see. Okay, Kon. Let us know in the comments as well. What do you pick? Because you read your comments. Kon, why would you pick the Datsun?
I mean, both are great cars, but the Datsun seems to have a greater cool factor to it. Yeah, and I've liked the Datsun 510 pretty much also. So
I mean, it's such a name, isn't it? The Super Sports Saloon, right?
Yeah.
And the design from the previous Datsun to this one is such a huge leap. This was daring, isn't it? I mean, like it looks like a mini muscle car. And Mr. K, I can't remember his full name, right? He pushed on this project, and when Dad told me about this car, when I saw it, I was like, oh my lord, it looks so good, right?
Yeah.
But it's unfair because the Datsun this picture that you pick is tastefully modded.
Yeah.
I don't have a better picture of it because most of the pictures I found is modded, right? Okay, let's say it's a classic, like a stock.
But I like in this instance, I would still have preferred the Datsun.
Okay, I'll reserve my comments first. But Bobby, what would you pick?
Oh dear. I mean, this full picture, of course, is unfair. This Datsun is so nicely modded, right?
Okay, let's say it's stock. All right.
Stock, I will pick the Mercedes because you look at the stock one, it looks like crap, bro.
No, no, the stock looks good. But the engine sound, the twin carburetor. Oh,
but this is one Mercedes that I really don't like. I just don't think it's a good-looking design.
Really? Oh,
yeah. I just don't think it's a good-looking design. But Wagon makes it slightly better, but it's still not a good-looking design.
This way may have something to say about that.
Let's go in the comments below. We want to know what you think about these two cars. There's 70 odd people are watching right now. Okay, let's see. Derek said Datsun. Jensen
Yeah.
said
I
Datsun.
think there's everybody's voted for the Datsun.
Datsun.
Yeah.
I was Datsun. No one wants a Mercedes.
Of course, this picture is so nice. The Datsun.
Okay, fine. Yeah, it's a nice picture. I'm not sorry. But you know what? I did declare to a lot of my friends that after a next car that I think will be coming, I won't mention what car it is. The next car after the next car after the one that's coming, it's likely a Datsun Triple S Y510. I want to restore one of these cars.
Oh, wow! Good luck in finding
Yeah.
one, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a long project, but I really want to restore this. It's such a unique car, and the twin carburetor sound, man, is just mad. But there's a funny saying, in Chinese, in Hokkien, the nickname for this, or the it's called bluebird, right? The bluebird.
Yes.
So in Hokkien, the word bluebird means something else. I think Bobby, you know what it means, right?
Yeah, we all know what it means.
Yeah.
So I get laughed at a bit, so I might paint the car blue colors to just tease some people around.
Just for the heck of it, right?
That's the heck of it, man. I'm driving a
Yeah.
bluebird around. Okay. So in this case, Bobby chooses the wagon, the W123 wagon, and Kon chooses the Triple S 510.
Yeah.
Thanks for participating. This round, both agree not to disagree. Agree to disagree. Okay, fine. Cool. Let's go to the next one. Okay, now let's talk a little bit something about. Sorry, wrong car. Sorry, this is wrong. It's supposed to be the Alfa Romeo Giulietta Spider. Sorry, it's supposed to be Giulietta Spider. Okay, so
What?
I made a mistake with this picture. I'm talking about the Spider, the old school. Yes. No. Okay, or the Fiat. Yeah, or this one. Okay.
Well, which one is which?
It's supposed to be the 1300 Spider, the classic Spider, the Giulietta. Let me try to find a picture of it.
13.
Right. We're experiencing a little bit of a technical difficulty.
Oh my God!
All right. So we're going in the past for a moment, right? I mean, show this one. I'm talking about this one.
Wow!
All right. This one or the Fiat.
Wow!
Of course, the Alfa Romeo because both also don't look good, and then the Alfa Romeo name is just so much nicer.
What do you think? Both don't look good.
They don't look good. Cars
from this era don't appeal to Bobby one.
Really?
So you are wasting your time.
No, 60s, right? 60s. I don't know how to put it like that. The 60s era is the Europeans try to copy the Americans' design, but make them tiny to fit their European roads.
Yeah.
They were influenced by American designs because after war, America is like, the heaven, and they try to condense the big American designs. 60s, I will go for American cars anytime. The 50s and 60s, and the European cars of this era is just, I don't know.
Wait till you see what he has to say about the BMW 02.
Oh my God.
Okay. Now you saw what I thought about the Alfa Romeo, the Spider. It is one of the cars that if I'm confident in restoring and dealing with old classic cars. That is the car that I really say that this is the pinnacle. I will take care of Alfa Romeo, right? But I won't say much about these two cars. Okay, the Fiat or the Alfa Romeo. What would you pick? Let us know in the comments. What do you guys think? What would you pick?
Of course, the Alfa Romeo.
What's that?
Of course, the Alfa Romeo, because like I said, both doesn't look good, and I want the name to. I just want to tell people, what do you drive? An Alfa Romeo,
But the Fiat is also an Italian car. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it looks like a British car here.
Yeah,
looks like a freaking British Triumph or something. It's just... See, there's no comparison. The Fiat is like.
It looks unique, man. Okay. Con, what do you think? Okay, so
I mean,
Bobby says the Alfa Romeo because both the cars for him and he just picks the Alfa Romeo.
I have a greater appreciation than Bobby has, but it's still a difficult choice. And
that's the whole point of this game.
And I think it's I think I'll go with the. Wow, so man, this one. Yeah, I think this one.
Okay,
bro, you have to go back to the 1930s to look at proper European car designs, 1930s. That's when they are at their, those cars are really, really beautiful. 60s, right? Trust me, 50s and 60s, they are greatly influenced by American designs. And then they shrunk them for their poor, they can't afford to pump too much petrol. They can't afford big engines. They have small roads, but they're just copying the American designs. You go back to the 1930s, right? My God, those cars are just beautiful. Right? You just simply search 1930s Alfa Romeo, right? I tell you, oh my God. Yeah, those are proper designs.
I haven't taken a look at that, but I will later on. But let's look at that. Kon, what do you think? Kon, what do you think?
I'll pick the Fiat for its cleaner appearance. The Alpha is beautiful. I mean, I like the Alpha, but yeah. For the heck of it, I'll pick the Fiat.
For me, both of them look so bloody good. Okay, I don't share the same sentiment as Bobby, but I guess for me, at least, even in 1960s, right, and stuff, they both look so gorgeous for me. It's very hard for me to pick, right? But let's look at the comments over there. Jensen says the Alpha. Derek says the Alpha. John says the Alpha. Derek Alpha. Two frogs. Bong Wei Chong says two frogs.
No, he picked the Fiat. He's the only one that picked the Fiat, I think.
Yep. Fiat is Bong Wei Chang is the only one in Fiat. Alpha here says VKS Rao says Alpha. Yeah. I've always loved the when I first saw the picture of the 1300 Spider. And I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, it's so freaking beautiful. Right, I just want to buy it and put it in my house and don't drive it around. That's the only car I would even think about doing that. So that's just my opinion. But at this point of Dude, Where's My Car? Kon and Bobby have again agreed to disagree. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Yeah. Oh, where's the M5? Where's the M5?
No M5 cannot.
Oh, would you get a Porsche Taycan Turbo? It's R1 million without specs, everything. Cool, the future, the electric of the future. Or would you go to something like this? A BMW M5 competition. They're both roughly the same price when new. So, Kon and Bobby,
it's
or would you get the Mercedes E63S? Yes, or this.
Now it's more interesting.
That's the last one. Usually it's two cars, right? Do Where's My Car? So this is since we have three people here, I thought throw three cars in. Guys, what do you think? What would you pick, guys?
It may surprise you to hear this. I may actually.
I'm holding my breath.
Kon, not just.
I may actually choose the Mercedes because I know. Because the Mercedes, because you see, right? I think to be like what you say, the Taycan Turbo is the future. All right, 20 years down the road, they're probably making something like this, right? So we are not going to pick that today out. Okay. I think the M5 will drive better if, let's say, we take it on a track. It will drive better than the E63. It will be a more precise instrument. But the E63, I think, gives a greater sense of location. It's like you never know when the fella's going to when the fella's going to be ready to kill you.
Kon, what if you make your choice and then tomorrow it will appear on your porch? Will it still be the E63 or the M5? And then you cannot sell it.
Bobby to ask all his dealer friends tonight, hey bro, can you bring an M5 competition to Kon's house in front of his house?
No lah, Kon's love for the M5 is already irrational. Just now he's using his rational thoughts to try and figure out which one is more fun. But his love for the M5, I think, is irrational.
Okay, let's go. with your rational mind or whatever mind you're using, all right? Whether the mind on top or the mind on bottom, I don't care. Which should you which should you pick?
You're
In fact,
asking me,
feel free to join as well, guys, in comments as well.
for me, it's simple. It will be the Taycan because I love none of them. Right? And during my during my test of the M5 and the E63, I mean, I'm lucky to drive the M5, but the non-competition one, and the E63 is 10 times more exciting.
Yeah.
And but ultimately, for of these three here, and I'll just go with the Taycan. But I think the better looking car here is actually the M5.
Oh, the M5 is the best looking.
You got a good looking car. You got a good, nice, a beautiful engine, right? And chassis, and then you got the future. So it's a tough one, isn't it?
But I'll go with the Taycan. I mean the
Taycan?
the
Taycan. Is it specific? It's a turbo, not the turbo S, the turbo.
Yeah. I mean the Taycan will be like I don't know how to put this I mean it will humiliate the other two cars without sound. Right?
Go on, what would you pick? Would you still pick the M5?
No, I think
No, you pick.
I think E63 lah. This generation, right? Mercedes managed to make yeah.
I think the engine is better in the E than the C. Yeah, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look at the comments here. Let's see. Well, this one is a lot of people giving comments here. Oh, okay. This one is a very exciting one. Jensen says E63. Bong Wei Chong says the BMW real engine tones for sure. Benny Lau is M5. Wow, Taycan. Whoa, there's a lot of different answers over here. It's quite looks pretty. Merc opinion of Taycan is out, right? Oh yes, Don Donkey. The E63 S wagon is something that's worth keeping for sure. Right, a lot of different comments over here, right? I don't know. I'm not part of this two picks, but yeah, this is a very.
How you choose?
You know, I'm saying things that what Bobby says. M5 looks super awesome.
Yeah.
But that engine for Afflerbach, man, is
man,
is sick. And if I buy an E-Class, you want a highway killer, right? So, I'm saying consensus with what Kon said. If Taycan is the beginning, I'll wait for something later on. But it's something that I want to have and keep. I think the E63S is something really unique. Yeah. But I haven't driven the Taycan, so I can't say much. I haven't driven any of the Taycan, so I have no reference point of it, other than seeing people screaming and swearing on the camera. Someone I know. All right.
You should see how I scream with the E63.
No, really. I'll go look for it later on. But E63 is my pick lah. Yeah. All right, let's move on. Okay, I got bonus.
Got
bonus, one bonus. Would you pick the prime of the car? Or would you pick the Renault Kangoo? This is a bonus.
Multiply.
I hate both these cars so much with a passion, but I'm gonna ask
Thomas,
you guys, what you pick?
Thomas, you know what? The ugliest car actually on the roads of Malaysia, right, is not the Fiat Multipla. It's the Ford EcoSport.
It's not bad lah. The EcoSport.
Oh, that car is. Oh my god! I saw one today. I'm like, oh.
I see that a lot in India. When I travel to India, I see a lot of EcoSports in India. It's okay. I mean, it's not. I mean, come on, EcoSport and the Fiat Multipla. Look at the Fiat Multipla. I mean, are you kidding me?
Fiat Multipla is artistic.
What? You must be bad. You must be bad to say that.
Thomas is an easy choice. It's the Fiat Multipla for me also here.
Oh Jesus. Oh, okay. Let's see the. Okay, the reason I'm asking this question is because me and Tana are discussing a possibility of us restoring an old Fiat Multipla that we are seeing in possibly doing it. So
Just buy
I told Tana that the only way I get into the car is knock me unconscious and throw me inside the car, right? Then I'll drive it. Then when it reaches the place with reflection, I say knock me unconscious one more time, so I don't want to see the car.
You know, the Fiat Multipla, the whole dashboard will melt, right?
What? Why?
Yeah. Under the sun. Tee. Yeah, they melt and
We are very Italian. What is a very Italian? It's a very nice cheese.
It's a 90s
It's a
thing
cheese.
whereby
It is a cheese.
the
So we
European...
put the cheese under the sun in the melt. So this is truly Italian. There's a Fiat Multipla. It's a very Italian.
we need Chris Wee to do that. Well, Chris Wee can do a perfect Italian.
Yeah,
accent.
man.
Yeah.
You know what?
No, it's the 90s where the European regulators suddenly want them to use environmental biodegradable plastics, and everybody rushed to it, and then they end up melting. So sticky and all that shit.
Oh no.
So yeah, you're gonna get yourself into a load of sticky trouble.
Yeah, you know what? I agree to it because I think it's a lot of fun, and I'll probably show a lot of disgust in my face when I look at the car. But I think people will have a good laugh about it. So
Oh yeah, absolutely.
yeah, and it's a good place to practice my polishing skills as well. So I don't mind 2,000 ringgit to 2,000 plus ringgit or whatever to practice my polishing skills. I'll do it. All right, let's take a look. So Fiat. So wait, Bob. Okay, Kon says it's a Fiat Multipla, but why?
I mean, the Kangoo it looks so conventional.
Utilitarian.
Yeah, you see, the thing is
It
that,
looks
right?
like
You're looking at two ugly cars already.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Why not you go all out bonkers? Because the Kangoo is unattractive, yet it looks normal. You know, it looks mundane. Whereas the Multipla is
In
No,
your
lah, I
face.
give it-
genuinely trying to be offensive.
Con, I'll just cut it clean for you. It's like okay. It's not politically correct lah. It's asking Con to choose. You want that girl with no boobs, or the one with 3 boobs?
How is that
Might as well go all out.
Okay, let's not say girl, the alien. Okay, Avatar.
yeah.
Okay, Avatar.
Ah,
Yeah, which one are you more interested in?
Where's my rosary, man? I gotta...
Anyway, yeah.
Okay, let's look at the comments here. We got
I would
Multipla.
talk a lot more about that.
It's a flat out win on Multipla. Pung MNK says also, who is man enough to buy one? I do agree with you, Pung. I still wonder why the Italians were thinking when they built this car. You know, they probably have too much white wine. Many Multiplas here. Oh my god. Oh man. You know what, Derek? That is one of the things. If we restore the car, maybe me and Tana might go into a partnership to have a Evo Club car wash, driven by a Fiat Multipla. Probably asking not to be in Damansara Heights because I don't want to see it.
Hey, you might end up liking the car.
I don't know. We're going to restore it, and I think if the car drives well, we're going to drive it to Genting, and we're going to try to race Ferrari up to Genting and see which Italian car does better. I don't know. We're going to figure it out. But so Kon says Fiat Multipla because you want to go bonkers, just go all the way. And Bobby, I think Fiat Multipla for you, right? I heard it drives well. That's why I heard it drives well. You know. Yeah. Okay, cool. So there's a little bonus over here, just for fun, just for the heck of it. My God, it's been 2 hours.
Yeah,
okay.
man.
Thanks for playing, Dude, Where's My Car? Thanks for hanging out with me. I know that this is way beyond, and I know we are all tired because today we had a very exciting day. I can see I don't know if you guys can see in our faces, all three of us are very tired. Yeah, I got a full seminar to run tomorrow, so that's not fun.
Oh my. Good
Yeah.
luck.
Thanks. Pick up my Spider as well because Spider is fully PPF and coated, so I'm happy with that. Yep. Anyways, so yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. There's 60 plus people still watching with us. Thanks for hanging out for 2 hours, man. 2 hours. Jesus. Right?
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to Kon's channel, please do. Link in the description below. And so has Bobby. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, mine is linked in the description below as well. All the other guys in Evo, Chu Yang, Chris, Rachel, Tana, TJ, there's so many guys, HP, go Alex, check them out. Subscribe that to them on our YouTube channel as well. So yeah, I think let's just do our quick goodbyes, and I'll just start by saying like thanks Kon and thanks Bobby for your time. I really
Hey, thanks for inviting us.
I always view Talk Gear as just like us having fun talking, right? So I did have a lot of fun. I did get to always receive different perspective from both Kon and Bobby. So I enjoyed that. So thank you so much for your time. Kon and Bobby, anything else you want to share with the viewers?
Nothing much. Go and search 1940s and 30s Alfa Romeo. Thomas, go and search Mercedes SSK.
What is that? I never seen that before.
Oh my god, it's beautiful.
Mamma mia, what the heck is this?
Yeah, Mercedes SSK.
Let's leave it for another conversation because that made me awake a little bit more.
Yeah.
What is this? Okay. All right. Thanks, Bobby.
Oh, Mercedes 710 SSK. Go and look for it.
Okay. I'll look at it
Yeah.
later. So I won't
Alright.
crack the ending up. Kon, anything else you want to share the viewers before we end?
No, just thank you for having us. Hope everybody had a good time, and remember to subscribe all our channels,
Thank you.
and of course, stay safe.
Yep. Bobby and Kon, are you guys having fun this evening?
Of course,
Yeah.
totally.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's go hit the set because I think we're all tired. Let's have some rest. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Talk Gear. And as always, love you guys. Stay safe. All right.
Yeah.
And always keep it 100%. What I mean by 100% is like just live life 100%. This is what I mean by 100%. All right. See you guys somewhere else, either online or see you in the drive somewhere. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Love you guys. Appreciate your tuning in. All right. Good night, guys.
All right. Bye.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Kon.
bye. Thanks, Thomas.
Bye. Good night.